What was the most legendary thing a student did at school? My friend once was pissed off at the rest of us guys, 5 of us. He chased us into the bathroom because he wanted to be a tough guy and thought one of us was hiding in a stall. He says, "Peekaboo, I see you," and kicks the stall door in on a teacher we all knew, taking a crap. The teacher said, "I see you too, Nathan, now close the door. I will die the day I forget about that, lol." The teacher's response was legendary. This kid in my class put the school for sale on Craigslist. He provided the school's attendance office number as a point of contact because everyone hated the receptionist there. They were getting calls from interested buyers for days who wanted to buy a multiple acres of property with a big swimming pool and a track. Teacher everyone hated just cause he was a pure bully. We had a fair snowfall and he was on yard patrol. This shy kid launched a perfect snowball 40 feet plus, and it went in his cup of juice, splashing out and soaking him. Kid went from 0 to hero real quick. A kid hit the fire alarm when the mayor was visiting our school. For context, we had an assembly the week before where we were specifically told not to hit the fire alarm during the mayor's visit unless there was an actual fire, as it was a common occurrence at our school to just hit the fire alarm whenever. "Hey Bob, do you have any plans before school?" "Hey Bill, yeah, I'm just going to pull the oil fire alarm again." A special needs kid got a 2-day in school suspension because he threw a sharpened pencil into the drop ceiling tile. He saw a friend of mine do it, and thought it was the coolest thing ever. A kid on the football team heard about what had happened and protested the suspension directly to the assistant principal. The ass principal stuck firm to his decision and threatened, "And if anyone else gets caught, it will be out of school suspensions." The following Monday, the entire second floor was closed down for the morning. Come to find out, the kid and the football team got into the school over the weekend and just blanketed the entire second floor ceiling with sharpened pencils. The video of it was stellar. Teacher tries to open the door. It does not move. Teacher says he'll ask the maintenance dudes to help open it. While he's away, dude tries to force the door open. Instead falls through the door, as he just creates a hole. Doing so, it does however open the door. Teacher comes back without maintenance guy. Teacher blanks for a moment, then says, "Thanks for opening the door. I'll need to know who to thank." No one answers, but only one dude has pieces of wood in his hair, so he got caught. Kid broke into the PA speaker room or whatever it's called, locked himself in and started publicly dismissing everyone's future detention sentences one by one. Then he started to just burp in the mic before we heard the teachers and the principal break in. The principal shouted, "You damn," then it got cut off. It was legendarily stupid. We had mandatory swimming classes in my sophomore year of high school. Anyways, 3 days a week, the school was getting bomb threats and all of us would have to leave class and go to the gym. The threats always happened at the same time. This went on for weeks and weeks. It turns out there was this kid who didn't want to swim and who was using a payphone down the block to call in the threats. This was 1985. He goes suspended for 2 weeks and had to take gym for summer school. He is a legend to this day, yet I can't remember his name. Picked up the front end of the tractor, deadlift style, with the teacher sitting in the driver's seat of the tractor. The tractor was part of the AG department. It was a rural school. I went to high school in the early 70s. Our city had just implemented the desegregation of the high schools by closing the only black high school and busing those kids all over the city to the white high schools. Racial tensions were pretty high at my school. Many of the white kids resented having to go to school with black kids, and the black kids were understandably upset at being yanked out of their own high school and bused. It was lunchtime in the cafeteria. I was sitting at the next table over from where a white guy was sitting. I see a black guy walking up to the white kid. He stops in front of the white kid and say, "Hey, honky." The white guy says, "Hey, nigga." The whole room got real quiet. I could see kids looking around, trying to decide what to do and where to run or hide, the expectation being that there was about to be a fight. Then both the black guy and white guy bust out laughing and hug each other. The black guy sits down, and they eat lunch together. People looked so confused as they couldn't comprehend what just happened. It turns out both guys were in drama class together, and had decided to troll everyone. In high school, 2 seniors who had been buds since forever got into a fight in the hallway in between class periods. What makes it legendary is that they first met in taekwondo class, when they were in kindergarten. Movies just showed the performative aspect of martial arts. This was just, they were doing flying kicks at each other. It was so brutal. The teachers didn't dare to break them up. They only stopped because they got tired from beating each other senseless. What were they fighting over, and what was the aftermath? I'm not sure what they were fighting over, but there are rumors. Both boys had been redshirted at some point, so both were 19. The rumor is that one had been sleeping with the other one's mom, who, if I remember correctly, was a single mom that had her son very young. This is all hearsay, but they did not make up after. No assault charges were filed. They were both suspended. Neither showed up to walk at graduation. This is legendary in a bad way. One girl from my wife's high school stole a male teacher's pen drive, found a video of him jacking off on the couch with 2 other guys also jacking off, and sent it around to the whole school. This was in a fairly conservative place, and he was not openly gay. He didn't get fired or anything, but she says that he was a really nice, fun teacher up until that point, and afterwards was dry and grumpy to most of the students. On the one hand, you probably shouldn't bring a file with that video to your job at the high school. On the other hand, what the student did was harmful and illegal on many different levels. When I was in high school my senior year, a fellow student got the bright idea to dress up as a gorilla and go up on the roof of the school with a bag of bananas. The SWAT team was called in, and it was kinda scary seeing guys with assault rifles outside our classroom window. Then someone told me it was just so and so on the roof in a gorilla costume. He got in a lot of trouble considering he was 18 at the time. Started masturbating right before a test. Said he needed the post-nut clarity. Teacher didn't punish him because he did it without taking his dick out and didn't want him expelled. He's forever known as the masturbator. He threw a big fucking firecracker near outlet, then when the teacher asked what happened he said that the outlet blew up. The teacher believed him. Long ago, during my senior year, we had an advanced chemistry class, so only like 13 students. It was a test day, so we had a plan. Our valedictorian asks to go to the bathroom before the test. He leaves and sprints to the payphones, long ago, next to the cafeteria and calls the office. Says he is a police officer and needs to speak with our teacher immediately. The office calls him to the phone and he leaves the room. The rest of us bust out a grocery store birthday cake, put up birthday decorations and balloons, pass out party hats. The whole 9 yards. Teacher gets to the office, the val says, blah blah blah, Mickey Mouse, and hangs up, and sprints back to the class. Teach gets back and we start singing happy birthday. He was like, but it's not my birthday. Needless to say we had our cake and ate it. Test was postponed until the next week. One of my friends brought in a universal remote and tuned it to the TV in the lunch hall. This TV's original remote had long since been lost, so he had the only one. Instead of the news during lunch he would change it to sitcoms, etc. The teachers were pretty clueless and kept flicking through dozens of channels only for him to immediately change back. They even started turning it off. He just turned it back on again. About a month of this, and the teachers finally gave up. Nobody except our immediate friend group knew it was him doing this. But the entire school had whispers about this mystery man for ending the scourge that was the news channel. I don't think the person who did it was ever caught, but during my junior year of high school, someone snuck in chickens. So there were a couple dozen chickens just roaming the halls and all the teachers were panicking. For some reason, the faculty treated them like rabid dogs. There's nothing funnier than seeing literal roadblocks set up around a chicken and 4 teachers all red-faced and pulling their own hair. One day in 7th grade the class clown was verbally saddened by the fact that our female math teacher didn't wear a dress again like he had asked. He promised her that tomorrow he will wear a dress as well so that she wouldn't be the only one wearing a dress. Well, next day comes around and she isn't in a dress. Clown comes in not wearing one either and is shocked that she didn't wear one. She responded with, "Neither did you." Then the fucking legend started stripping to reveal that under his normal clothes he was wearing his sister's dress. We all died laughing and he deadass wore it the rest of class. It was too uncomfortable for him though, so he changed back for the rest of the day. Fucking legend. For senior prank, a group of kids dressed up in all black with masks. They ran down the main hall of the school with industrial buckets of cheap vegetable oil pouring it everywhere. I mean everywhere, right before the bell rang for passing period. Kids were slipping and falling all over the place, spreading the oil even further throughout the school. It was so bad they ended up sending everyone home so they could clean up the mess. The school did an investigation, pulling camera footage from campus and interviewing students. Of course, the kids were bragging to friends about their accomplishments, so the suspects were pulled into the office. They didn't even need to interrogate them, they knew they all did it. How? They were all wearing the exact same shoes when they pulled it off. They were suspended for 5 days. School was pretty cool with the whole thing. What's the most epic thing a student ever did? Leave a comment and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this one.